Good morning, guys. It is... crap. It's no longer morning and everything's buzzing. And actually, everything's buzzing for a very interesting reason. I got an email first thing this morning from a guy at Business Insider, and Christina's messaging me about it. Basically, they saw our footage of the Oreo dipper spoon, not the Oreo, the dipper cookie spoon from last Christmas, before Ellis was born, and asked if they could use some of it for one of their videos. I'm inclined to say yes, just because the video's gotten as many views as it's probably ever going to get, and if it can bring any more exposure to the channel, that's awesome. But then I realized that the grand majority of the footage they would probably end up using is of Christina when she's 9 months pregnant, and I don't think that she's terribly keen on that idea. So I'm going to reply to him and basically say, if you're interested in using the footage of me dipping it, that's fine. My wife was 9 months pregnant then. She doesn't really want for that kind of footage to be blasted out onto another website, so I don't know. It's something that may happen, it's something that may not happen. Either way, kind of cool to be approached about it. And it looks like it's actually time right now. I've got to get out. Christina put in a click list order last night. I've talked to you guys about this before, where you go to the store, you hit a button, you say, this is my name, and they bring you a cartload of groceries, or in our case, maybe an entire back of the vehicle full of groceries. So it's time to get the day started. Skipping to a little while later, it's beautiful out here. I had to come outside. And I have a conundrum. I talked to you guys the other day about GoPro's new Karma drone and how that was absolutely definitely going to be my next drone. It's like $1,100 and it comes with a GoPro Hero 5 Black, yes, and a gimbal handle. It's got a huge amount of really cool features, but it's still a pretty decent size. Like, it comes with a bag to hold it all, and the bag is a backpack size bag. And then I see a bunch of videos pop up today about the DJI Mavic Pro. Of course, I'll put info down in the description where you can go check it out for yourself, but the Mavic Pro is essentially the Phantom 4 but folds up. And it folds up to be about the size of an iPhone 7 Plus. I say that because I think that's the comparison iJustine made. I mean, it's small. It's literally smaller than I thought that a drone could be and provide that same quality footage, if that made any sense there. But it's going to be $999. The bird's going nuts. But it's going to be $1,000, and it does not have a detachable gimbal. You get about 27 minutes of flight time, and another battery is it's $90. Now, unfortunately, their controller does not have a built-in screen, whereas the GoPro one does. That's like a gigantic feature, in my opinion. The biggest thing that's holding me away from either one of them is just the price. The idea of throwing $1,000 at something that you're going to be flying hundreds of feet, if not thousands of feet, if not miles away from yourself, because the one from DJI will supposedly go 4.3 miles away from you, which is lots and lots of kilometers. I think it's 7 kilometers is what I remember seeing. So the idea that you might be flying this thing 4.5 miles away from yourself, and you've paid $1,000 for it, which I know you could have done with any of the Phantoms so far, almost. But the idea of doing that and potentially losing it or breaking it or whatever just still kind of hurts. I'm definitely going to pick one or the other up. I'm completely open to your comments and your thoughts and suggestions here. I'm still sort of erring on the side of the GoPro simply because I've got the GoPro Hero 4 Session, and I would love to see the comparison between the Hero 4 and the Hero 5, but I'm also sort of on the fence about it because of the DJI being so much smaller. I mean, think about going on a trip, stick that into a backpack or a suitcase or whatever. You're not taking up the entire suitcase with it. Even though the one from GoPro is still pretty small when compared to any drones I've flown so far that are big, I'm really curious to see the two compared side by side. I don't know if I can go out $2,000 out of pocket just to be able to compare the two, but somebody will, I'm sure. Whenever they're both available, somebody will do it. I would love for it to be me, but I again, just don't think I can go that far out of pocket for it. Anyway, I've got to get back inside, get some work done. I've got to make some videos. I've let myself fall entirely too far behind on my video making. And hey, there's a person that got off a bus. Hooray. Apparently, his mommy still has his Pokemon account set up on her phone. So when she went out for a walk today at work, she took his Pokemon account with her and hatched an egg and caught a bunch of Pokemon. You want to show him what she hatched for you? Zoom in on that. She hatched from a 10K egg a Snorlax.
1722.
Wow. Which actually reminds me, last night when we went to the baseball game, I forgot to mention, I hatched a 10K egg that had a Snorlax in it. It was like 1730, and I powered it up once to try to nail down its IVs. It's about 84.4% perfect, so not the best thing in the absolute world, but still, 1700, not bad. And Duncan's apparently going to be doing some evolutions there in the back seat, but he and I actually have to go get our haircut right now. And haircuts are complete. I didn't bring the good camera, phone will do. Actually, it looks really good in this lighting. I went a little bit shorter with mine, and not bad. Not bad at all. And hooray, everybody's home now. And this little one had to go to the doctor. Had to get, what, a flu shot?
Yep.
Yep. So he's feeling a little bit rough.
He has to get 2 flu shots this year.
Oh no. But for the time being, Dinner. It's barbecue from a local store.
A local grocery store.
Blurry. Grocery store makes barbecue. Good stuff.
Really good. You're gonna like it.
It was quite tasty barbecue, but apparently she made up some sort of Jello pudding pops. Oreo Jello pudding pops. Bill Cosby, you got the pudding pops? Pudding. It's a pudding pop. Looks very much like frozen Jello pudding. Interesting.
Good.
What does it taste like?
Oreo pudding.
We're out enjoying this beautiful fall evening. Christina finally got her little thing set up there on the table. It's like a 15 by 15 foot. It's like a smoker, but not. I don't know. It's got butane and some sort of a liquid soaked pad. Works for several hours, and then you swap out the pad, and eventually you swap out the butane.
Yay.
Of course, the funny thing is, like I was telling her, we just got it in right as it's fall, so there's not going to be as many bugs.
Ow.
You think you're funny there, little man. Yeah, I think he's funny.
You have a dirty face.
You and Mom just having fun on the deck. Seems to be feeling better after earlier, though.
I'm in a good mood now.
All better.
Some days she did a little better. Some days she did not do so well. There were good days. There were bad days. But he kept working.
And we're quickly coming to the end of the evening yet again, guys. I've actually been kind of sitting around doing some Pokemon hunting here at the house most of the evening. In today's Trainer Tips video, he talked about spawn points and how they have a regular set spawn schedule. For the most part, they're all within 1 hour of each other. And it's looking like, just from the spawns that I've seen in the last couple of hours, we may have 2 or possibly 3 spawn points inside of our house. They're not particularly good ones. They're like Pidgey and Rattata for the most part, but at about 5 after the hour and at about 20 to 25 after the hour, there's something that shows up pretty consistently over the last few hours. It's about to be 9 o'clock, so I'm going to be able to test that again with the 9:05 and then 9:25, although it may be 9:17 or 9:23, I don't know. But just knowing the idea that I can come here, like anywhere in the house, and open the app at any time between like 9:05 and 9:25 and then 9:25 and 9:40 and find a Pokemon or 2, that's pretty cool. And to go ahead and wrap things up, a thing that I was talking to you guys about earlier about the DJI drone, my buddy Jason actually reached out to me earlier and said, what are we gonna do? Because he's been considering buying a drone for a little while, and both of these announcements come at about the same time, are basically saying, which one do we get? I told him I'm very tempted to pick them both up for myself and make videos about both of them and do comparisons and everything, but that's really, really expensive. I think he said he's gonna be waiting until the spring. He's doing stuff with photography and lenses and cameras and bodies and whatever else. Filters, but as far as I'm concerned, I probably will pick up at least one of the two. So I guess let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Which one would be the better option, the DJI Mavic or the GoPro Karma? The Karma seems to be a better option in terms of versatility, having a standalone action camera and then a stabilized handle grip as well as a foldable drone. The DJI Mavic seems to be a better option in terms of just portability because it folds up to be so much smaller. So I don't really know. And this one's running around just like a chicken with her head cut off.
We have a lot to do this week. Devin has ball games every night, pretty much other than tonight, so I've got to get everything I need to get done around the house tonight since he has ball games. Hopefully they win tomorrow. So.
Yeah. And Ellis is down there. If you can see him being blurry in the floor, he's out cold. While Christina was helping Duncan get ready for bed, Ellis was sitting in the floor and just kind of rocking back and forth and getting tired. He was still playing with books and toys and everything, and finally just like fell over, doubled in half, and I was like, no, no, no. So got down there with him and got him laid over on his side, and he rolled himself over onto his belly, and he's out for a little bit. So we'll get him to bed here shortly, but that's where things are going to wrap up for today. Let me know what you think about the DJI versus the GoPro. I'm still up in the air because they both have good offerings. And I'm going to be keeping an eye out on my Pokemon Go spawns here in the house. It's just something to keep me occupied. But thank you guys as always for watching. Hopefully you had a wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow.